going on, everyone? It's HBCU Game Day. I'm Stephen J. Gaither here with Wali Pitt, and we are in Salem, Virginia. You may remember we were here a couple months ago, and we are at the CIAA Championship. Winston-Salem State 43, Bowie State 33. Last time we were here for a CIAA Football Championship game. The championship game is going to be there again this year coming up, but before that, we're here today for Media Day, which is really the unofficial start of the CIAA football season. And if the predictions are right, they think we're going to see the same matchup in 2017 that we saw here in 2016.
Yeah, that seems to be the consensus, is that Bowie's coming out of the north and Winston out of the south. But there was also a lot of talk about the gap in the South between Winston and their competitors being close.
They might have 90% of their nucleus back, so they're going to be a really tough team again this year. But like I said in there, the only thing we can do is keep recruiting and try to close that gap. And I believe the gap is closing because pretty much every game they played in the South, they had a dogfight.
Back in the North, you got Bowie predicted to finish first, with Virginia State predicted to finish second. Virginia State did not go to the CIAA Championship last year, but you could make the argument that they had as much of right as anyone else to get there. They beat Bowie State. They gave WSSU a pretty good game early, and then they lost out on that one, went 9-2, but they got a big weapon back in Trent Canon.
Oh yeah, Trent Canon definitely seems ready. I asked him at Media Day what type of back he considers himself. Explosive, a one cut. He say, I get the ball and I'm just trying to score.
My mentality coming out of the backfield is just scoring, just finding the hole, whatever hole is open, just exploding through that hole and scoring.
So that tells you everything you need to know about Trent Canon. I mean, he is going to come out the backfield looking to get 6 on you every time.
Yeah, he's not allowed for a lot of words. He just, goes out on that field and he's hurdling over guys and making them miss and running for like 7 yards a pop. So he's definitely one of the premier backs in Division II. So he's definitely going to be somebody that you're going to have to keep an eye on this year, as is Amir Hall, the quarterback from Bowie State. We saw him out here at this game last year, and he threw for a hell of a lot of yards. A lot of touchdowns, but he was really hard on himself, for the picks that he threw out here.
For sure, and like we talked about at this stadium last year, if he hadn't gotten hurt early in that game, last year's CIAA championship game could have looked completely different.
Freshman year, watching the championship game, watching Sean and all the older guys playing it, I just took everything in and just tried to take a whole bunch of mental notes. And even when we lost that 15 year, I told myself that we was going to be right back, and God willing, we came right back to the championship and came up short. I played a bad game. I feel like I didn't really prepare for it as well as I should. So just playing with that chip on my shoulder and just got to come back better, ready to play and dethrone the champs.
And everybody pretty much to a man owned up to it that they're going to have to go the road to the championship. The road here is going to lead back down 77 over to 74 and down 52 to Winston-Salem State.
Yeah, for sure. Winston, always the heavy hitter in the South, but just like we were talking about, I think Fayetteville State is coming for them. They had that tough game against Smith last year. So it ain't like Winston just out here, running roughshod over the division, and this could possibly be the year that they don't represent the South when we come back up to Salem.
I feel like Winston-Salem State still is a team to beat. And I think Coach Hayes alluded to it as well, that they have so much of their team last year, in the past couple of years, Winston-Salem State has really been getting a lot of transfers, so they have maybe a year or two in, but they got a lot of guys who are in there going into their third year in the program. And I think, we saw last year that even though they had some flaws, they were still able to come back and win those close games. Will they get 3 in a row? It's never been done at WSSU. Hasn't been done in the CIAA really since the 90s when Hampton was blowing up right before they transitioned to D1. So anything is possible out here in Virginia in the CIAA. We're about a month away from the games getting started, but it'll be coming up for you real soon, and we'll be sure that we have keep you up with all the action on the Roku channel. We appreciate you guys for checking in with us. We're going to have a lot more on Roku as well as YouTube, Facebook, and of course always go to hbcugameday.com. So for Wali Pitt, I'm Stephen J. Gaither, and we are out in Salem. We'll be back in November. Who will be with us? We don't know. But you're going to have to keep up with HBCU Game Day this year to find out.